If you could look beneath the waterline of a cargo ship, you wouldn't see smooth, silent steel. Down there, a permanent chemical process is running. Invisible, controlled, constant. And that process quietly decides how expensive your everyday life becomes. The ocean doesn't wait. The moment a ship touches salt water, the attack begins. Within 60 seconds, the first organisms attach to the hull. Silent, microscopic, relentless. And here's the part most people never hear. Barnacles adhere with a force of up to 7,000 pounds per square foot. Stronger than most industrial adhesives. Within days, a biofilm forms. Within months, a living armor. On an untreated hull, millions of organisms can accumulate in a single season. Let that sink in, and they cost money. A heavily fouled ship can burn up to 40% more fuel. 40%. For a vessel that already consumes tens of thousands of gallons per day. Multiply that across roughly 50,000 commercial ships worldwide. And marine growth alone adds an estimated 200+ million tons of CO2 emissions every year. That's comparable to the annual emissions of an entire industrialized nation. You feel that at the gas pump, at the grocery store, in electronics, in construction, in everything that crossed an ocean. That red stripe below the waterline isn't cosmetic. It's an efficiency system, quietly stabilizing your everyday life. For centuries, engineers searched for a solution. Wood rotted, steel corroded. Marine life always won. Until one discovery changed everything. Copper doesn't just repel organisms, it kills them. Precisely, continuously. Instead of attaching solid copper plates to steel, which creates galvanic corrosion, engineers embedded copper oxide into marine coatings. Copper oxide is naturally deep red. Not because someone chose red, because chemistry chose red. And this coating isn't static. That red layer is constantly reacting with seawater. Every mile releases microscopic amounts of copper, on purpose. A controlled toxic effect designed to stop growth before it even begins. But the industry wanted something even stronger. And what came next caused severe damage to entire coastal ecosystems. In the 1960s, a new breakthrough appeared: Tributyl TBT, a synthetic biocide so powerful that amounts smaller than a grain of dust could contaminate an entire harbor. No barnacles, no algae, no shellfish, nothing survived. Ships stayed clean for years. Fuel costs dropped. Profits surged. TBT spread globally almost overnight. Then something changed. Scientists began noticing unexplained biological distortions. Female sea snails developed male reproductive organs. Oyster farms along entire coastlines collapsed. Shells deformed. Reproduction failed. The toxin didn't stay in the water. It entered the food chain. In shrimp, in canned tuna, in ports near Los Angeles, Houston, New York. In 2008, TBT was banned worldwide. But for many ecosystems, the damage had already been done. The industry returned to copper. Less aggressive, still active, still dissolving. A compromise: efficiency. Versus environmental impact. Some of that copper accumulates in harbor sediments, exactly where marine organisms live. But remove it tomorrow, and global trade would feel it within weeks. Fuel costs rise. Shipping rates increase. Supply chains, already fragile, tighten further. In 2025 alone, roughly $900 million will be spent worldwide on anti-fouling coatings. Every year. The industry knows it needs alternatives. Shark skin-inspired surfaces. Electrochemical hull systems. Non-toxic films. The U.S. Navy has been testing toxin-free coatings since 2001. Since 2001. But 50,000 commercial ships? Still red. That stripe below every cargo ship is part of an invisible infrastructure, keeping modern life moving. We rarely notice it, but it works constantly. Every voyage, every container, every day. And we still don't have a perfect replacement. It's a thin red line between frictionless global trade and the moment everything slows down. Can we build something better before that compromise becomes the real problem?